We have Mega Lucario coming out this weekend for the first time ever. Maybe it's already been out, maybe you've already done some remote raids and that situation is secured for you, but in today's video, I want to cover the Force Palm to see where it does stack up as far as an attacker, to see where it sits in PvP, and go over everything about Lucario and Mega Lucario in Pokemon Go. So let's get into the details. Welcome to the Trader Club. Here we go. We finally have ourselves Mega Lucario in the game. So please make sure to head on over to my Outdoors channel. If you guys haven't already seen so, I am going to be giving away those codes. So if you guys have seen a comment, I have 10 codes to give away. So please make sure to be on top of those responses so I could get all you guys those codes. At Trainer Club Outdoors is the YouTube channel. All right, so most importantly, we're gonna talk about the Mega Lucario, okay? So this one is getting Force Palm, which is a brand new fast move for this Pokemon. It already gets Aura Sphere, which is extremely powerful. And we're gonna be going up against things such as the Sacred Sword, Terrakion. We also have ourselves Shadow Machamp. We have ourselves Shadow Hariyama. We have ourselves Conkeldurr. And to see which of these Pokemon is gonna sit at the top overall. But just as a reminder that the Mega Lucario is going to be a Steel and a Fighting type. So regardless of where it does end up sitting, whether it be at the top, the second, the third, or the fourth spot, this Pokemon is useful to have at least, in my opinion, 4 of these all maxed out to Mega Level 3. So you can use one each and every single day. And then on that 4th day, you would use the first one again and it would be another free Mega Evolution, especially because we're probably going to do quite a bit of raids for this thing. So you might as well be ready to go when you have it. All right, so Mega Lucario, Steel and Fighting type. This Pokemon maxes out at 4,325. So it's not a crazy high CP Pokemon, especially for it being in a Mega form. It's still quite low because, just as a reminder, the regular Lucario is going to max out at 3,056. It has an attack of 310, a defense of 175, and a stamina of 172. So it's more of an attacker-friendly Pokemon. It has a lot of attack power. However, the downside is that it's a little bit glassy, and that does pose a little bit of a problem. But to get in there, maybe dodge 1 or 2 specials and do a lot of damage could be worth it for you guys. And as far as the weaknesses go, it's only going to have 3, which are going to be Fighting, Fire, as well as Ground, and the resistances: Double Resist, Bug, Poison, as well as Rock, and Single Resist, Dark, Dragon, Grass, Ice, Normal, as well as Steel. So it's got a lot of resistances, 3 weaknesses, everything else is neutral to it. And as far as the moveset goes, so it is going to get Counter as well as Bullet Punch. So this one can multi-purpose as a Steel type Pokemon. However, we do have eventually some point, and this one could have been it, but it's not. The Mega Metagross. Mega Metagross is going to be Bullet Punch and Meteor Mash. That is the top Steel type in the game. The Shadow is amazing. The Mega is going to be even stronger. This one, while it does get Flash Cannon as a charge move, it is not going to be a premier Steel type Pokemon. This one also is going to be getting Shadow Ball, Thunder Punch, Close Combat, Blaze Kick, Power Up Punch, and the notorious move of Aura Sphere. So for this Pokemon, a second move would be good that I enjoy to use would be Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball hits pretty hard. However, the other thing you have to think about is that the Shadow Ball is also on the Shadow Mewtwo and the Mega Mewtwo. So once the Mega Mewtwo does come out, this moveset will be a little bit less relevant, but as of right now, using a fighting move, or if you're using it for Team Rocket's, Power Up Punch is going to be a good move to be able to spam shields off, to be able to power up your counter, or now the Force Palm, and get things going. And then the shiny is going to be yellow, and it looks amazing in the regular as well as the Mega. So with that said, guys, let's start off with PvP before we jump into the meta attackers real quick. In the Great League with Force Palm, it's going to be ranked 235. With Thunder Punch and Shadow Ball. However, in the Ultra League at 189, it's actually not going to be requiring Force Palm. It's going to stick with the counter in the exact same moveset. And Thunder Punch, Shadow Ball, and counter once again in the Master League at rank 260. So unfortunately for this Pokemon, not the most valuable PvP Pokemon, especially with it being a little bit glassy. Maybe if it was a little bit denser, it would work here. However, now let's jump into the meta attacker standpoint and see where this Pokemon does sit out. So GamePress did update their website. I am not a fan of it at all, so if anybody out there is from GamePress and you're watching this video, I think that it's extremely hard to use for your new website. It doesn't even let me search things properly on my cell phone, and it's got unusable bars that make it extremely challenging to see. So I would suggest that the old site was way better, way more user-friendly, and it had a lot of diversibility, and this new one is a very dumbed-down version of it, and it is not performing very well, so I just want to put that out for you guys. Okay, but let's check out the ER value of what the top Pokemon in the game are. And so the top Pokemon in the game are going to be Mega Rayquaza with Dragon Ascent, #1. Then we're going to get Mega Mewtwo Y and X at 64, 62, which are not out yet. And then we're going to get the Primal Kyogre and Groudon with Waterfall and Origin Pulse and Mudshot and Precipice Blades at 58 and 58. And right after that, we have the Shadow Mewtwo, and then we have the Mega Lucario at 53, followed by the Mega Gengar. So as of right now, Game Press has not added in the Force Palm, and unfortunately with the new site, I cannot either. However, Pokemon Go Hub did update it that it was getting an 8% boost with the Force Palm as a meta attacker. So I just went ahead and I pulled some stats for countering Snorlax in raids to check out where we're sitting. So if we look at level 40 counters, obviously the Mega Lucario is #1, and Force Palm is also recommended. 84 seconds to take it down with 2 deaths. Which then, in the second spot, countering close combat on the Mega Heracross is 106 seconds, which is 20 seconds behind the Mega Lucario, which is really impressive. And then we have Mega Blaziken followed by Terrakion with the Sacred Sword, but let's see where the regular Lucario sits. And then the Lucario in next, followed by the Shadow Machamp. 107 on the Terrakion and 111 on the Lucario. But now, let's take it all the way to level 50 counters and see what is the actual overall rating supreme here. Well, at a level 50 counter, once again, Mega Lucario #1. So by far, Mega Lucario is the best fighting type attacker in the game. Not only that does it have it going for it, it is also going to have some resistances, and also it is a dual typed Mega, which makes it even more valuable for events to get extra XL candy at a Mega level 3. So this Pokemon is a grand slam. In the second spot, we do have the Mega Heracross at 97 seconds in comparison to the Mega Lucario at 78 seconds, which is really dominant. And then we have the Mega Blaziken and the Terrakion. Terrakion is going to be at about 100-ish seconds, almost to 101 seconds to take this down. And the regular Lucario with the Force Palm and the Aura Sphere is going to be 102 seconds, which is just barely a second behind the Terrakion, just over 1 second. And it's actually almost a full second above the Shadow Machamp, and it's not even in the Shadow form yet, guys. So what does this say about some of our Pokemon here? Well, whenever the Shadow Terrakion comes out, that thing's going to be an absolute monster. #2, whenever the Shadow Lucario comes out, the thing is also going to be an absolute monster, but the Terrakion will have it just by a slight bit. However, more than likely, neither of these Pokemon will outtake the Mega Lucario, and that will remain the top fighter in the game for right now, until potentially Mega Mewtwo comes out, and that one might be able to take its spot. But who knows when that will be? That could be quite some time. So as right now, Mega Lucario is an absolute go. Love this Pokemon. Not so much for PvP, it's not really the best, but as a meta attacker, it's fantastic. And for Mega level 3s, for dual types that are off typing, that can get you and help you succeed in events like GoFest. Let's say, for instance, I was trying to get Pharaoh Seed candy, and then I had Machop candy that I was able to get, and that one would marry the two and help out tremendously. So there you have it, guys. Mega Lucario is an absolute W. Mega evolve as many of these as you possibly can, especially if you're capping out on energy, and enjoy yourself. Thank you guys for being here as always. To all of my likers, commenters, subscribers, Patreon members, everybody takes your support, subscription, participation to XL. I'm gonna see you guys out in the next video. Peace.
I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and raiding all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.